sitting here with Mike Connery, the president of OTB, and we're at the Teletheater, betting horses and having a great time. Why don't you come down and join us?
Hello everyone and welcome to a busy edition of Horses and Courses. I'm Jean Wood. We have got a lot of racing action to bring to you, and we're going to begin at Turfway Park, where on Saturday they ran the Kentucky Cup, the dirt races in the Kentucky Cup, and it was a very exciting day down there, kicking off with the Kentucky Cup Juvenile Fillies. 2-year-old filly is going to go a flat mile. Let's head down to Turfway in the Kentucky Cup Juvenile Fillies.
And they're off. For the lead, Punch Appeal quickly from the outside. Wild as L down along the rail. Then it's I'm a Dixie Girl, followed by Winning Season. Into the first turn, the leader is Punch Appeal. Has it a length and a half. Then Wild as L, I'm a Dixie Girl right together. Carmandia on the outside runs fourth. Winning Season is next, followed by Jules Best. And the trailer, Victorious Halo. Down the back stretch. First quarter went in 23-2. Carmandia on the outside, ahead in front. Down along the inside, Punch Appeal. Then from the rail, Wild as L gains ground in third. I'm a Dixie Girl fourth ahead. Winning Season fifth ahead. Jules Best is sixth. And the trailer, Victorious Halo, the half in 47-1. Still Punch Appeal with the lead by a half length. Carmandia second. 2.5 back to Wild as L, who now runs a third. Winning Season fourth. I'm a Dixie Girl fifth. Moving for the stretch, and Punch Appeal now draws off by 2. Carmandia second. Wild as L third. With a furlong to run, it's Punch Appeal with a 2-length lead. Then Carmandia, Wild as L. They're nearing the wire. Punch Appeal in front all the way. Still there, Punch Appeal wins the Juvenile Fillies by 2. Carmandia second. Photo for third. Wild as L in Winning Season.
Punch Appeal showing very good speed, sprinting clear and taking a game effort here when headed by Carmandia, drawing clear by a length and 3/4 as the second choice in the wagering. Carmandia running a good second. Winning Season picking up the third spot, but a well-beaten third at that. The winner, Punch Appeal, 5th place finisher in the Spinaway. In fact, a filly that I liked that day at 20-something to 1 after shipping up from South Florida. She broke very poorly that day. And here rebounds with a much better effort out of the starting gate to pick up a nice win down in Kentucky. Punch Appeal is a bay 2-year-old daughter of Successful Appeal from Okanagan Dawn by 2 Punch. She was bred in Florida by the Rosebrook Farm, owned by High League Broad Racing and Burning Day Farm, trained by Steve Asmussen and ridden to victory by Shane Sellers. Punch Appeal covers the mile at Turfway in 1 minute 38 seconds flat. We're going to stay with 2-year-olds now and take a look next at the Kentucky Cup Juvenile, a grade $300,000 for the 2-year-olds, going to go a mile and a 16th. Let's head back to Turfway and the Kentucky Cup Juvenile.
And they're off. For the lead, the inside, that's a Magna Graduate. The outside, Storied Cat. Moving through from the inside, United. Then Sequoia Grove. Moving into the first turn, Magna Graduate, Storied Cat. Through from the inside, United. 2 back, Sequoia Grove runs fourth. Gap of 8 lengths to No Rain on this party. And Greater Good is the trailer, 22-4 for the opening quarter, and Magna Graduate is in front. Has it a half length. Storied Cat runs the second. Sequoia Grove up on the outside now, third a length. United is fourth by 10 lengths. Then it's No Rain on this party. Greater Good continues to trail after a half in 46. Magna Graduate in front, still there a half length. Storied Cat second. On the outside, Sequoia Grove third. It's a length to United fourth. Still a big gap to No Rain on this party, and Greater Good. They're midway through the turn. Magna Graduate now draws off a length and a half. On the outside, Storied Cat United now moves through from the inside. Gaining ground now, that's Greater Good into the stretch. Magna Graduate with Greater Good on the outside, gaining ground. Magna Graduate and Greater Good, those two with a furlong to run, and it's Greater Good who gets the lead from Magna Graduate. Then up on the outside, no rain on this party. Greater Good wins going away by 2.5. Magna Graduate second, no rain on this party, I believe, got third in a photo.
Greater Good picking up the victory off an Ellis Park maiden win. He was 6-1 in the wagering here. The odds-on choice in here, Storied Cat, very disappointing after pressing the pace in the early going, giving way to finish 5th in the field of 6 off an impressive maiden victory at Saratoga. But Greater Good, taking advantage of Kentucky form, obviously likes the Kentucky racing surfaces, drawing clear by almost 3 over Magna Graduate, the early pace setter. No rain on this party, finishing a solid third at 34-1 after being outrun in the early going. The winner, Greater Good, is a bay 2-year-old son of Intidab, yet another freshman stallion represented by a stakes winner here out of Gather the Clan by General Assembly. Bred in Kentucky by Lakin and Sons and owned by Lewis Lakin, trained by Bob Holthus and ridden to victory by John McKee. Greater Good goes the mile and a 16th at Turfway in 1:44 and 4. We're going to head right back to Turfway now in the running of the Kentucky Cup Classic, a Grade 2, $350,000 9 furlongs. Let's head to Kentucky, the running of the Kentucky Cup Classic.
And they're off. Roses in May and Pyenberger were off quickly. Down along the inside, that's Stratostar, followed by Sonic West. A Dream is Born, and Country Be Gold, the early trailer. As they move forward the first turn, Pyenberger on the inside. Up on the outside now, it's Roses in May. Roses in May moves right by and gets a short lead from Pyenberger, gap of 4 lengths. A Dream is Born third by a head. Stratostar runs 4th. Sonic West is 5th. 6 lengths back to Country Be Gold. 23 and 4 for the opening quarter. Roses in May ahead in front. Pyenberger second by 5. A Dream is Born runs 3rd. Sonic West moves up 4th. Stratostar 5th. 6 lengths back to Country Be Gold. The half went in 47 and 2. Pyenberger on the inside now with the head in front. On the outside, Roses in May. Roses in May there under a tight hold. Those two, though, right together, gap of 4. A Dream is Born moves a closer 3rd. Now gaining ground, Country Be Gold. Then Sonic West. Stratostar drops back to trail. They're midway through the turn, 111 and 3 for the 6 furlongs. Still Pyenberger and Roses in May. They've been together from the start. Now it's Roses in May who draws away from Pyenberger. Up on the outside, A Dream is Born. Then on the inside, Country Be Gold. Sonic West is gaining ground. Roses in May draws off, leads it now by 5 lengths. Roses in May wins his 5th race in a row, stays undefeated this year. Pyenberger holds second over Sonic West, and John Velasquez working Roses in May out an extra 1/8 of a mile.
Roses in May off a very impressive performance in the Whitney last time out, returning victorious, 4 lengths the better of Pyenberger, game second at 11-1. Sonic West picking up the 3rd spot after rallying from well off the pace. Reserved in the early going, made a bit of a bid 4 wide, so not a bad effort for this guy on Turfway's generally speedy racetrack. The winner, Roses in May, is a dark bay or brown 4-year-old son of Devil His Due from Tell a Secret by Speak John. Bred in Kentucky by Margot Farm and owned by Mr. and Mrs. Ramsey, Ken and Sarah Ramsey, trained by Dale Romans. It looks like Roses in May will be heading to the Breeders' Cup off of this very impressive Kentucky Cup Classic victory. Roses in May under John Velasquez completes the mile in an 1/8 in 1 minute, 49 seconds flat. We're going to head right back to Turfway now in the running of the Turfway Breeders' Cup Stakes, a Grade 3 for fillies and mares. Let's head back to Kentucky in the Turfway Breeders' Cup.
And they're off. For the lead from the inside, that's Angela's Love. Moving up from the outside, Susan's Angel and Hippo Gator. Then Misfortunate. Into the first turn, 3 of them across the track. Angela's Love down along the inside. On the outside, Susan's Angel, the extreme outside, Hippo Gator. Gap of 4, then it's Misfortunate who runs 4th. La Reason is 5th. Mayo on the side is the trailer. 23 and 2 for the opening quarter. Angela's Love is in front a half length. Susan's Angel 2nd. Then on the outside, Hippo Gator runs a 3rd. It's a gap of 4 back to La Reason 4th. Down along the rail, Misfortunate is 5th, and Mayo on the side 6th. Half went 46 and 4. Angela's Love leads at a half length. Susan's Angel is 2nd. It's a length to Hippo Gator in 3rd. Then a gap of 2.5. Mayo on the side now moves to the outside. Mayo on the side is gaining ground. Then La Reason and Misfortunate. Moving for the stretch, Angela's Love still with the head in front. Then up on the outside, Susan's Angel. Mayo on the side in the center of the track is now 3rd. Susan's Angel puts ahead in front. On the inside, Angela's Love. Mayo on the side. On the outside is gaining ground, but it's Susan's Angel with the lead. Mayo on the side. Can't get to her. Susan's Angel wins it by almost a length. Mayo on the side 2nd. Angela's Love fades to 3rd.
Susan's Angel, Rafael Bejarano, and 6-1 victory here, showing very good speed and holding off the late charge of the game. Mayo on the side. Favorite Angela's Love sets the pace in the early going. Did hold on very well to finish in the 3rd spot after coming under hard pressure late. The winner, Susan's Angel, is a dark bay or brown 3-year-old daughter of Cape Town from Copaway by Copeland. She was bred in Kentucky by Captain W. Jakeman and Mrs. K.C. Jakeman, owned by the S. Angel Stable and Chris Jakeman et al., trained by Wayne Lucas, and ridden to victory by Rafael Bejarano. Susan's Angel covers the mile in a 16th at Turfway Park in 1 minute 44 and 1. One more Kentucky Cup race to bring to you. That the Kentucky Cup Sprint, a grade 3 for 3-year-old sprinters. 6 furlongs the distance, $100,000 is the purse. Let's head back down to Turfway in the Kentucky Cup Sprint.
And they're off. Heckle and Cuvée break sharply on the outside. Swift Attraction on the rail. Then Silver Minister and Level Playing Field. It's Cuvée in front by a head. Down along the inside, Swift Attraction. Heckle is 3rd. 2.5 back to Silver Minister. 5 back to Level Playing Field, the trailer. Moving forward, the turn, and Cuvée has the lead by a half length. Down along the inside, Swift Attraction. Heckle is gaining ground up on the outside. 4 back to Silver Minister and a big gap to Level Playing Field. The quarter went in 21 and 2. Cuvée leads it by a half length. Heckle is now gaining ground on the outside. Now Heckle moves by and gets a short lead from Cuvée. Swift Attraction is dropped back in 3rd. Then on the outside, Level Playing Field is gaining ground. It's Heckle with Cuvée coming back again. Gaining ground. Here comes Level Playing Field. Level Playing Field comes from dead last and gets the lead. Level Playing Field draws off, wins by 2.5. Cuvée 2nd and Swift Attraction 3rd.
In a race that's been a pretty solid springboard into the Breeders' Cup over the years for the 3-year-olds, Level Playing Field at 10-1 pulls off the upset from off the pace, taking advantage of the pace duel that did percolate between Cuvée and Swift Attraction. It was Level Playing Field and John McKee, who had a terrific day at Turfway Park, getting the 2.5 length victory off of those speedy fractions. Cuvée held on well as the favorite to finish 2nd, with Swift Attraction finishing in the 3rd spot. Level Playing Field is a dark bay or brown 3-year-old son of Level Sands from Che Prio by Gold Legend, bred in Kentucky by Breland Farm and Mrs. Stacy L. Mitchell, owned by Fly Racing Limited and trained by Bob Holthus, who also had a terrific day in Kentucky on Saturday. Level Playing Field covers the 6 furlongs at Turfway in 109 and 3. We're going to continue with racing action from the Midwest. We're going to head to Arlington Park in the Chicago area for the running on Saturday of the Pucker Up Stakes for 3-year-old fillies going on the turf at 1 1/8, a Grade 3 race. Let's head to Chicago, the running of the Pucker Up.
And they're off in the Pucker Up. Bonanza Jelly Bean breaks well along with Air U on Vital Deco there between fillies as they come in front of the stands for the first time. It's Early Fires out in front with Bonanza Jelly Bean. Between horses, Air U with Code of Ethics and Unbridled Echo. Ms. Ladonia with the red cap, caught 4 wide as they make their way into this first turn. Sister Spank is at the rail. Humorous Miss is only 4 from the front, and then comes Ticker Tape in behind horse. And Spotlight will just spy Ticker Tape. Then still 3.5 lengths back to Dancing Liebling, last but 1, and Skip Poker is running 11th as they go toward the backstretch. The opening quarter, 23 and 2. Bonanza Jelly Bean out in front of Code of Ethics by 1.5 lengths. Sister Swank is running in third. From Air U, alongside her is Unbridled Echo. Humorous Miss in the Rideman colors, 6 from the leader now with 4 furlongs to go in the Pucker Up. Another length back then to Ms. Ladonia. Ticker Tape and Kenta Sormo following Humor Misses. Inside bid. Ticker Tape is 7 from the front. Spotlight is in the clear on the outside. Ticker Tape and Spotlight start their move now. Then Dancing Liebling and finally Skip Poker. 3/4, 1, 12 and 1. Around the far turn, Bonanza Jelly Bean has been the long-time leader. Here's Ticker Tape, and Ticker Tape full of run. Code of Ethics between fillies. Spotlight now coming up 4 wide. Sister Spank with a white cap right there. Air U and Humorous Miss. They're into the stretch. Bonanza Jelly Bean at 35 to 1. Sister Spank. Here's Ticker Tape now in front. Spotlight and Humorous Miss. They're just above the 16th pole. Kenta Sormo and Ticker Tape from Sister Spank. Spotlight and Humorous Miss. Ticker Tape was just a grade above. She wins the Pucker Up by 3. Spotlight, Sister Spank, and Humorous Miss. 1:48.
Ticker Tape and Spotlight made it a bi-coastal race here. Ticker Tape in from California, Spotlight in from the East Coast. Both of them parked well out in the post positions. Both of them running from well off the pace, and it was Ticker Tape who had shipped in from overseas earlier on this year, had run a couple of very impressive performances in California, getting the win as the choice here, just over even money. Spotlight just a couple of pennies behind in the wagering. Spotlight ran very well to finish off the just off the leader by 2 3/4. She did have a little bit of a rougher trip, rallying about 5 wide, with the third place going to Sister Swank, one of the only horses in the race to hold on anywhere near the pace. She sat just off the early pace, although she couldn't make up much ground at 26 to 1. She did hold steady and hold on to third. The winner, Ticker Tape, is a 3-year-old bay daughter of Royal Applause from Argent Dubois by Silver Hawk. Bred in Great Britain by the Carr Colston Hall stud and owned by Jim Ford Incorporated, Darren Pearson and Jack Sweezy. Trained by Jim Cassidy and ridden to victory by Kent DeSormo. Ticker Tape covers the 1 1/8 at Arlington Park in 1:48 and 3. We're going to head right back to Chicago now in the Arlington Washington Futurity. This is a pretty good race. This is an historic race. It used to be a stepping stone race that was always used by the Calumet Farm in their glory days. Now the Arlington Washington Breeders' Cup Futurity, a Grade 3 $200,000 mile for the babies. Let's head back to Chicago, the Arlington Washington Breeders' Cup Futurity.
Away and running in the Arlington Washington Breeders' Cup Futurity. Santana Strings, Rocky River, exceptional ride, 3-hour nap, all break well up the near side. There goes that Kentucky Raider. Elusive Chris with Johnny McKee, and Straight Line is right there too as they run past the 7/8. The odds-on gamble, Rocky River really keen here under Chris Amy. Rocky River headstrong and out to the front while in the middle of the track. Elusive Chris is second. Exceptional ride, a much more settled third. A 3-hour nap, Purple Cap running in fourth. Straight Line now being rated along, 1 from the back, and Santana Strings trails the field. The opening quarter robust, 22 and 4. Rocky River at a testing pace here as they head toward the half-mile pole. Elusive Chris inside the favorites' quarters with exceptional ride right there running in third. The half goes in 45 and 1. 3-hour nap is 4 lengths from Rocky River, who now holds the outright lead. Then still 3 more to the joint back markers. Straight Line and Santana Strings. Rocky River in front past the 5/16. at the rail, Elusive Chris. 3-hour nap. Santana Strings now coming up with the white cap on the far outside. Straight Line takes the shortest way. Exceptional ride. Last to make the top of the Arlington Park stretch. Rocky River ran 3/4 at 1:10 and 3. Here's Elusive Chris. 3-hour nap. Straight Line on the stand side. Santana Strings. Exceptional ride being outpaced. It's Elusive Chris now in front. Here's Straight Line between horses. 3-hour nap. Not today for Rocky River after those grueling fractions. Straight Line. 3-hour nap. Elusive Chris down to photo. 3-hour nap and Eddie Razzo Jr. to win the Futurity in a thriller.
3-hour nap, a nicely named colt here. I gotta say, I enjoy that name. 3-hour nap with a nice 4-wide mid-pack move to pick up a neck victory over Elusive Chris and Straight Line, who dead heated for the place, with Elusive Chris showing fairly good speed, pressing the pace. Straight Line, a rallying move. They finished on the wire together, 8 lengths in front of the odds-on choice Rocky River, coming off of a very impressive open win last time out. Here was involved in the early pace, was a little bit rank in the early going, just a little overly aggressive perhaps. That was his undoing late, as he did end up finishing 4th in the field of 6. The winner, 3-hour nap, is a 2-year-old bay colt by Afternoon Delights out of Pilgrim's Treasure by Pilgrim. Bred in Kentucky by Frank A. Penn Jr. and D. Flanagan. Owned by Home Wrecker Limited and Hugh Robertson. Trained by Hugh Robertson and ridden to victory by Eusebio Razzo Jr. 3-hour nap. Covers the flat mile at Arlington in 1 minute, 38 and 2. We're going to pause now for a brief message, and when we return, we'll be taking a look at an off-the-turf stakes race from Maryland, heading north of the border to some very exciting turf racing in Canada. Please stay with us.
NYBreds.com, the online home of North America's best incentive program. The latest news, updated throughout the day, plus streaming video of New York bred stakes winners. Check out the New York bred leaderboards for jockeys, trainers, owners, and breeders. Want to become an owner or breeder? Well, the New York Thoroughbred Breeders section tells you about upcoming new owner seminars and farm tours. You'll even find an online sales section with horses you can purchase right now. There's a directory of New York State farms, a stallion registry, plus up-to-date sales information complete with hip numbers and pedigree pages. Thinking of breeding your mare? First, go to nybreds.com and run a hypothetical mating with any registered New York-based stallion. And finally, at nybreds.com, you'll see why the New York Breeding and Racing Program is North America's best, with over $40 million a year in purses, incentives, and awards. So get with the program at nybreds.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to Horses and Courses. We're going to continue now with stakes racing action from Pimlico, where they ran on Saturday the John D. Shapiro Memorial. This, of course, memorializing the gentleman who is regarded in many ways in the United States as the founder of international racing, the man who created the Washington, D.C. International. Unfortunately, that race is no longer. This race is merely a ghost of that event. The John D. Shapiro did come off the turf, unfortunately, and was run on the main track. We still had a solid field of 5, however, go postward. Let's head down to Pimlico in the running of the Shapiro.
They're off. Polish Pride, Mr. O'Brien, and Lusty Latin, and Fufa's Warrior, and Pay the Preacher. That's the field as they move toward the line now. And Mr. O'Brien up front with Lusty Latin down at the fence. Pay the Preacher is up on the outside third, and Fufa's Warrior, last of all, is Polish Pride. 5 lengths will cover the field. Into the turn favorite, Mr. O'Brien, wasting no time. Going right to the front here with Dominguez. Lusty Latin, Ryan Fogelsonger already with 5 wins on the card. In tight on the inside, and Pay the Preacher's right up close there in the 3rd spot. The 2 grays chasing Mr. O'Brien up the backstretch now, with Fufa's Warrior just 2 lengths on the front. Last of all is Polish Pride. Up the backstretch they go, and it's Mr. O'Brien, Pay the Preacher, and a tight hold on the outside, Lusty Latin and Fufa's Warrior, followed by Polish Pride deep out. 3 lengths will cover the field, 5/8 of a mile to go. Mr. O'Brien just off the fence with the lead. Pay the Preacher going to try to put a little more pressure on, and Lusty Latin third, Fufa's Warrior and Polish Pride still wide open. 2.5 lengths will cover the field as they push on for the far turn. Round the turn they go, and it's Pay the Preacher. Mr. O'Brien is backed off a bit in the 2nd spot. Lusty Latin, Polish Pride, and Fufa's Warrior. 3/8 to go, and Pay the Preacher going on. Lusty Lusty Latin. Mr. O'Brien's at it. Mr. O'Brien's dropped to last. Mr. O'Brien not firing on at the 5/16 mark. Pay the Preacher in Polish Pride now 1-2. Fufa's Warrior. Lusty Latin. Mr. O'Brien is last as he turned for home and into the stretch now. Pay the Preacher leading the way. Fufa's Warrior trying to battle on. Polish Pride out of the middle of the track, and Lusty Latin down to the fence. Vogelsonger, can he have a 6-win day here at Pimlico? Yes, he can! Lusty Latin at the 8th pole takes off and opens up. Fufa's Warrior second. Pay the Preacher third, followed by Polish Pride and Mr. O'Brien defeated in last. It's Orion Vogelsonger Canada. Lusty Latin will win by 3. Fufa's Warrior second. Third is Pay the Preacher, then Polish Pride, Mr. O'Brien.
Lusty Latin, he was very impressive when dropped into a high claimer at Saratoga, returns here with yet another nice performance as he returns to Stakes Company victorious by 4.5 as the 5-1, one of the outsiders in the field. Fufa's Warrior, a nice effort to get within range in the stretch. Pay the Preacher taking advantage of what looked like a little bit of a slowish pace up front after a slow start, but he was unable to maintain position, fading to finish third. Favored in the field was Mr. O'Brien, who was a very capable turf horse, obviously not quite so sharp on the main track, and faded to finish last in the field of 5. The winner, Lusty Latin, a Grayer Roan 5-year-old gelded son of El Prado from Scarlet Ann by a fleet. He was bred in California by the Applebite Farm, owned by Michael Gill and trained by Mark Schumann, ridden to victory by Ryan Vogelsonger. Lusty Latin covers the mile in an 1/8 at Pimlico in 1:49 flat. We're going to head north of the border now for some stakes racing action from Canada, beginning on Saturday with the La Lorgnette Stakes for 3-year-old fillies running for $125,000. Let's head to Canada and Saturday's running of the La Lorgnette.
They're off in the La Lorgnette Stakes, and off a step slow was Piota Falls, but out for the early lead. My Vintage Port and Piota Falls recovered quickly for Roberto Castillo Jr. and comes on the inside to lead them into the turn. And it's Piota Falls, touch now 2 wide, Surprise Jimmer 3 wide, My Vintage Port 4 wide in this compact field. As they run through the turn, Castillo trying to coddle the speed of Piota Falls, who leads through an opening quarter of 23 4/5 of a second. And they start that trek along the backstretch, and it's Piota Falls who leads it 3/4 of a length to touch now. My Vintage Port comes on the outside of Surprise Jimmer. A length and 3/4 separate these fillies as they move along the backstretch, with Piota Falls dictating the pace through a 47 3 opening half mile. It's Piota Falls who leads at 3/4 of a length to the far turn. Touch now is second. My Vintage Port's out there 3 wide, a length and 1/4 off the lead. To the rail is Surprise Jimmer, Piota Falls. Touch now and My Vintage Port. Those 3 to the quarter pole, off 3/4 and 12 1. Piota Falls, the chestnut filly, travels well at the rail. Now gets a nudge from Castillo. Touch now's between horses in the red cap. My Vintage Port set down on the far outside. Piota Falls put to pressure now. Touch now and Patrick Husbands trying to run down Piota Falls in the final 1/8 of a mile. My Vintage Port is on the far outside. Touch now and Piota Falls in a fight to the finish in the La Lorgnette, and Piota Falls wins it. Piota Falls by a neck.
Piota Falls, off of a nice try here in Saratoga, showing good speed, getting a neck victory over Touch Now in a rather uneventful race here, with them running just about 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way around the racetrack. Touch Now looking like she might get there, just missing. My Vintage Port rallying into the 3rd spot. The winner, Piota Falls, is a chestnut 3-year-old daughter of Chris S. from Dance Swiftly by Danzig, bred in Kentucky by the Windstar Farm Limited, owned by Dinwiddie Farm and trained by Bill Mott, ridden to victory by Herb Castillo Jr. Piota Falls covers the mile in the 16th at Woodbine in 1:45 flat. We're going to head north of the border once more now for a trio of stakes races on Sunday, beginning with the Summer Stakes for 2-year-olds. Grade 2, $250,000 on offer for the 2-year-olds, going a flat mile on the grass. Let's head back to Canada and the running of the Summer Stakes.
They're off in the Summer Stakes, and Dance with the Ravens broke alertly, and coming on to his inside now is Tommy's Topper. It's Tommy's Topper, 00, comes on at the hedge in second. And Dance with Ravens has settled into third. Break of 2.5 lengths to entry mate Go to the Sun. Strike a Bargain is toward the rail, then Copy Co. Elusive Thunder has one 2-year-old beaten. That is Stagnation as that duel continues on the front end. Double O comes on the inside to take the lead from Tommy's Topper. It's Double O by a length. Tommy's Topper is second. Dance with Ravens keeping the leaders in his sights in third, just 4 lengths off the lead. Down to the inside is Strike a Bargain. Then we have Go to the Sun, Stagnation, Copy Co. And Elusive Thunder is toward the rail. Double O and Corey Nakatani as they come to the 3/8 pole. Tommy's Topper's right there in second. Dance with Ravens is a closer third. Stagnation moves into contention for Robert Landry as they come to the quarter pole. Nakatani shakes up Double O toward the rail. Cable asking Dance with Ravens for more run on the outside, but it's still Double O with a furlong to go. Double O by 2. Dance with Ravens getting strong left-handed encouragement as they come to the final 16th, but it's Double O and Corey Nakatani striding to the line to win the Summer Stakes. Dance with Ravens down on the inside holds for second, Go to the Sun third, and Strike a Bargain fourth.
Dublio, a very impressive effort. This guy got to the lead fairly early, was able to put away Tommy's Topper, a long shot in here, and just coast under Corey Nakatani, who still was sitting pretty chilly at the top of that long stretch. Shook him up a little bit, but he was able to hold off Dance with Ravens and Go to the Sun with considerable ease. Both those horses, the 2 runners up from the Sanson farm, from that particularly strong breeding operation that Samson runs, and they do get a lot of attention up there north of the border. All very capable horses. We remember Dance Smartly from several years back. They are from that female family. Nonetheless, an impressive performance by Dublio, who has to be regarded as the best 2-year-old turf horse, at least on the East Coast. He has been very, very impressive in all of his starts. Dublio is a dark bay or brown 2-year-old son of Southern Halo from Secret Red by Secretariat. He was bred in Kentucky by Anzac Limited, owned by James Catorcio, P. Wetterman, and J.J. Pletcher, trained by Todd Pletcher and ridden to victory by Corey Nakatani. Dublio runs the mile on the turf course at Woodbine in 1:34.3. We're going to continue with racing action from that very nice turf course in Woodbine, a very impressive wide sweeping Canadian surface with the Canadian Stakes for 3-year-olds and up, fillies and mares in Grade 2 company. Let's head back to Woodbine and the Canadian Stakes.
They're off in the Canadian Stakes. Hey-ho howdy and Binya from the extreme outside. Coming on toward the hedge now is Inish Glora. Taken in hand in the early going is Madeira Mist. Then we have Mona Rose and Raylene. Spin Control is in amongst horses. To the extreme outside is Noisette, and trailing in the early going is Classic Stamp. The opening quarter mile was in 23 2/5. They come to the 3/4 pole. Hey-ho howdy. Relaxed out there on the lead. Leads it by a length and 3/4. Inish Glora is a tracking second. Binya's in a third position. Toward the rail is Spin Control, Madeira Mist. Nestled in behind horses as they continue that journey to the far turn, the opening half mile in 46 seconds flat. Long shot, Hey-ho howdy. Inish Glora inches ever closer. Binya's on the outside third. Madeira Mist called on for a tad more run in between horses. Then we have Spin Control. Noisette is on the extreme outside with 3 furlongs to go. Inish Glora waiting for her cue from Todd Cable as they come to the top of the stretch. It's Inish Glora, and to the inside, Hey-ho howdy. Nakatani drops Madeira Mist to the inside to launch a bid as they come through the stretch at Woodbine. Inish Glora put to a drive, trying to find some more is Hey-ho howdy. Out wide and coming hard is Classic Stamp. Is down to Inish Glora. Classic Stamp trying to run her down in the final 16th of the mile, and Classic Stamp has got it. It's Classic Stamp to win the Canadian Stakes. Inish Glora is second, Hey-ho howdy third, and Madeira Mist was fourth.
Classic Stamp rallies from far back off the pace. In fact, a last to first move to win by a length at almost 11-1 over the heavily favored Inish Glora with Heya Ho Howdy, the early pace setter at 35-1, holding on very gamely to finish in the third spot. The winner, Classic Stamp, a dark bay or brown 4-year-old daughter of Regal Classic from Native Rights by Our Native, was bred in Ontario, Canada by William Soroklet, owned by the breeder and trained by Seacliff Hopmans Jr., ridden to victory by Pat Husbands. Classic Stamp covers the about distance of 1 1/8 on the turf in 1 minute 43 and 2. We're going to head right back to Canada now for the Grade 1 $1 million Atto Mile. This is a very good race, always draws a solid field, and usually draws a very large field as well. This year, no exception. Let's head back to Canada, the running of the Atto Mile.
They're off in the Atto Mile, and Soaring Free broke like a bullet for the early lead. Coming on now is Royal Regalia to test a Soaring Free early. Millennium Dragon attends the pace. Christina's Outlaw is angled toward the hedge. To the outside, Mobile's fifth in the early going, 4 lengths off the lead. Then we have Surging River. To Surging River's outside is a Kathir. Then Dumani Star. Slough Valley is back 8 lengths off the lead. My Lucky Strike has 1 horse beaten. That is the late running Perfect Soul. The opening quarter was in 23-2. They head toward the far turn, Soaring Free and Royal Regalia. They are going at it into the far turn. Royal Regalia on the inside, Soaring Free is on the outside. Millennium Dragon is right there in third. Mobile is in a great spot in fourth. Christina's Outlaw needs a way through, as does Surging River. 46 seconds flat for the half. It is Soaring Free as they turn for home. Royal Regalia is called on for more run. On the outside, Millennium Dragons called on for his best by Richard Migliori, but it's Soaring Free inside the 3/16 pole, and Perfect Soul is closing like a rocket on the far outside. Soaring Free has the lead. Royal Regalia is coming back on the inside. Perfect Soul on the outside, but it's Soaring Free. Soaring Free, a scintillating score in the Atto Mile. It's tight for place between Perfect Soul and Royal Regalia.
Soaring Free getting a little bit of revenge after last year's defeat in this race, being involved very close to the early pace. In fact, I was a little surprised to see Royal Regalia with the blinkers coming off quite so aggressive in the early going, but he and Soaring Free duking it out in the early going. Perfect Soul able to split them with his usual late off the pace rallying move to finish second. Royal Regalia off a very nice performance to finish third. Here in Saratoga in his last race in the 4-star Dave, ran very well once again, finishing third yet again here in the Grade 1 Atto Mile. But Soaring Free, very impressive, holding off his one of his main rivals, Perfect Soul, on the stretch out. Soaring Free's best distance, probably 7 furlongs on the turf, but here getting the mile quite nicely. Soaring Free is a 5-year-old dark bay or brown gelded son of Smart Strike from Dancing with Wings by Danzig. Bred in Ontario by Samson Farm and owned by the Samson Farm, trained by Mark Frosted, and ridden to victory by a very happy Todd Cable. Soaring Free covers the flat mile on the turf course at Woodbine in 1:32.3. We're going to pause now for one more brief message, and when we return, we'll be heading to Belmont Park for a very exciting weekend of stakes racing action from Big Sandy. Please stay with us.
This year, many thoroughbreds, no longer able to compete, will join the ranks of racing's homeless. Since 1982, the Thoroughbred Retirement Foundation and its supporters have been providing help and hope for those in need, creating opportunities where once there were none. The TRF, together with the racing industry, is meeting the challenge, taking care of their own. Yesterday's innovative concepts, combining the TRF's rescue mission with educational and rehabilitation goals, have become today's life-saving success stories and a track record of unsurpassed growth. Safely retired thoroughbreds are now enjoying second careers, bringing responsibility, healing, and purpose to the lives of those who need it most. With your help, we can continue our saving mission, ensuring many more horses the welcome home they so richly deserve.
Welcome back, everyone, to Horses and Courses. We're going to continue now with stakes racing action from Belmont, beginning with the Floral Park on Saturday, a Grade 3 for 3-year-olds and up, fillies and mares sprinting. Let's head down to Belmont and take a look at the running of the Floral Park.
They're off. Feline Story off a step slowly, and it's Cologne down on the inside and up for the lead. Cologne in front, Sensibly Chic away second, followed by Travelator and Feline Story. 4 lengths back to Hidden Ransom, who can't quite keep up in the early stages here. It's Cologne in front, chased in earnest by Sensibly Chic. Travelator kept on the pace on the outside third. Cologne rips through a quarter in the slop in 22 seconds flat, and now Cologne's in front by 2. Travelator now putting in her bid with 3 furlongs to go. Sensibly Chic now third toward the inside. Feline Story is now about 7 lengths from front-running Cologne. And Hidden Ransom, the trailer. As they come to the quarter pole, it's Cologne in front by 2. Travelator all-out drives second. In the meantime, Hidden Ransom is gathering momentum on the far outside. The half went in 44-4 here for Cologne. At the 8th pole under a left-handed whip with a 2-length lead. Travelator, Feline Story getting on track late. Hidden Ransom 4th, 100 yards from home. Cologne trying to hold off Feline Story. Feline Story comes on and nails Cologne at the wire. Travelator photos with Hidden Ransom for third.
Feline Story getting the victory here in a game effort by a neck over Cologne. Aaron Greider nursing her early speed as far as he could, not quite far enough. Travelator, another very capable New York bred filly, showing good speed 3 wide, pressing the pace early, but had nothing left to offer late. The winner, Feline Story, is a bay 3-year-old daughter of Tail of the Cat from Shappy by Really Secret. Bred in Kentucky by Eclipse Thoroughbreds Incorporated, owned by Mrs. E. Paul Robsham and trained by Stanley Huff. Ridden to victory by Edgar Prado, Feline Story covers the 6 furlongs on the sloppy track at Belmont in 1:10-3. We're going to continue at Belmont now with the running of the Belmont Breeders' Cup. This is a Grade 2, $200,000 contested on a soft surface. 1 1/8 is the distance. Unfortunately, a short field of only 4 facing the starter. Let's head back to Belmont and the running of the Belmont Breeders' Cup.
And they're off. Senior Swinger, Gulch Approval, they're on the outside, and Stroll. And it's a Stroll who will vie for the early lead with Gulch Approval. Gulch Approval, though, goes on with it. And Stroll will sit back in second with Senior Swinger alongside and on hold in the early going here. A break of 3 lengths back to B.A. Way, who trails this field of 4 as Gulch Approval makes his way into the backstretch run under a light hold there by Corey Nakatani. They get an opening quarter in 25 2/5 seconds. Stroll sitting chilly while second. Another 3 lengths back to Senior Swinger, running along comfortably while third. It's another 3 back to B.A. Way, who's also moving easily as they continue down the backstretch run. Gulch Approval, Stroll in no hurry to go by. Gulch Approval short lead, Stroll alongside second. Senior Swinger 4 lengths adrift in third, and there's room at the inside for B.A. Way. So Gulch Approval gets an opening half here in 50 seconds flat over the soft going. Stroll gets a little nudge there from Cornelio Velasquez and edges a bit closer to Gulch Approval. Senior Swinger is still unhurried, and he's still only about 3 lengths from the lead. B.A. Way has tailed off a bit. They're rounding the far turn. Gulch Approval, Stroll turning up the pressure, and Senior Swinger poised to pounce in third. B.A. Way 4th as the field turns for home. At the top of the stretch, Stroll now grabs that lead. It is Stroll in front. But Senior Swinger is cut loose, and here he comes. And Senior Swinger has taken charge. He just inhales Stroll and Gulch Approval. B.A. Way is 4th. Might get 3rd as they come down to the line, but no doubt about this winner. It is Senior Swinger. Decisively, won by 4.5 lengths on the line. Stroll was second, and B.A. Way got 3rd.
Senor Swinger, proving that he is not just a Kentucky turf horse, obviously liking the soft going here, racing fairly close in hand early, drawing clear by 4 over the odds-on choice Stroll, who had already accomplished some considerable success on softer going. Stroll off of the layout did have a little bit of a bumpy start, led between the calls, and did fade to finish second. B.A. Way rallies from 4th into the 3rd spot as the early pace setter Gulch Approval fades to finish 4th. The winner, Senor Swinger, a gray-roan 4-year-old son of El Prado from Smooth Swinger by Chris S., was bred in Kentucky by Bob Ackerman, owned by Bob and Beverly Lewis, trained by Bob Baffert, and ridden to victory by Edgar Prado. Senor Swinger covers the mile and an eighth on the soft turf at Belmont in 1:52 and 3. We're going to head right back down to Belmont Park now in the running of the Jerome, a grade 2 $150,000 flat mile for 3-year-olds. Let's head to Belmont in the running of the Jerome.
And they're off. Teton Forest and Sir Oscar break together. It's Teton Forest, the quickest away from there, and fires out to lead by a length and a half. Here comes Saratoga County driving up on the inside of Sir Oscar's, now back running in 3rd. And there's the gray, Ice Wind Fire, 4th on the outside. 2.5 lengths back, Coded Warning is rating back in 5th. A break of another 4 back to Mazuz. West Virginia is the trailer, about 12 lengths from the front runner, Teton Forest, who gets an opening quarter in 23 and 3. Saratoga County, Sir Oscar, and Ice Wind Fire all in a line, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And Coded Warning, Javier Castellanos just got a stranglehold on him as they move into the far turn. Sitting Chili, 5 lengths from Teton Forest. A break of another 5 lengths now, back to Mazuz in West Virginia, still trailing the field behind a half mile of 46 and 3/5 seconds. Around the far turn, Teton Forest still in command. That leads 3 lengths. Saratoga County is driving 2nd now. Ice Wind Fire 3rd. And Coded Warning is now cut loose, still about 5 lengths from the lead, though. As the field turns for home, Teton Forest turns it on and opens up 4 on the field. Saratoga County is 2nd, and now Ice Wind Fire puts in his final bid on the outside. Mazuz is coming up the rail. Coded Warning now sputtering, in West Virginia passing him. Down to the final 16th. It's still Teton Forest with an insurmountable lead. He'll go wire to wire to win the 135th Jerome. Teton Forest wins by 6 in the slop. Ice Wind Fire 2nd, Mazuz 3rd.
Teton Forest off a bit of a layoff. This guy had not been seen at the races since running 2nd in the Riva Ridge to Fire Slam on Belmont Stakes Day. A very impressive effort there. Game 1. Here comes back off the freshening, showing very good early speed, opening up as much as 7 at the top of the stretch. Throttled down by Sean Bridgmahan to win by 6 over Ice Wind and Fire. Mazuz rallying from well off the pace to finish a solid 3rd at 24-1, a horse that I had liked in his last start in Allowance Company at Saratoga. He disappointed there, but rebounds with a much more impressive effort here behind a very nice horse in Teton Forest. The winner, Teton Forest, is a 3-year-old dark bay or brown son of forestry from Tomorrow's Child by El Nasser. Bred in Kentucky by Donald S. and R. Mary Zuckerman, and owned by B. Wayne Hughes, trained by Bob Baffert, and ridden to victory by Sean Bridgmahan. Teton Forest runs the mile at Belmont Park in 1 minute 35 and 3. We're going to head over into Sunday for another trio of stakes races, kicking off with the Grade 2 Futurity. Of course, this is an historic race, well over 100 runnings of this event down at Belmont Park. It has now been downgraded to a Grade 2, but it still offers a $300,000 purse. Let's head back down to Belmont in the running of the Futurity.
And they're off. Comacina breaks well, and so too does Upscaled. And Upscaled is racing for the lead from this far outside post. Comacina, though, not far behind in 2nd. And Evil Minister comes on through in between horses right up and down the pace. And Wall Street Scandal is right there, too. Park Avenue Ball is reined in by Javier Castellano, and Fusaichi Rockstar is the last of them all, but it's a tight pack moving up the backstretch run. And the filly's got the lead. It's Comesina who has come through to take the lead, but she's got plenty of company there. Upscaled is with her on her outside. Wall Street Scandal with her on her inside. Fusaichi Rockstars making a move for the lead as they approach the far turn. And then it's Evil Minister and Park Avenue Ball. Around the far turn, now it's Upscaled in front. Fusaichi Rockstar right there on the outside. The quarter went in 24 seconds flat, and they got a half here in 46 and 4. So they're rounding the far turn, and Fusaichi Rockstars going head-to-head with Upscaled. Comesina fights on, third toward the inside. Park Avenue Ball about to join the fray on the far outside, right up there running along in fourth. Wall Street Scandal just in behind the lead, and Evil Minister, and it's wide open as the field turns for home. Upscaled's got the lead again. Upscaled in front, Comesina steadied in behind Upscaled. Here comes Park Avenue Ball on the outside. Fusaichi Rockstar laboring while in between horses, and then it's Wall Street Scandal, and in the final furlong, it is Park Avenue Ball opening up a 3-length lead. Wall Street Scandal chasing, and Evil Minister is third. It's Park Avenue Ball to win a 10-1 upset. Wall Street Scandal finishing second, and Evil Minister was third.
Park Avenue Ball coming in off of a second-place performance in the Sapling. In fact, the top 3 finishers in the Sapling all did return here. Park Avenue Ball kicking clear very nicely by 3 at well over 10-1. In fact, close to 11-1. Wall Street Scandal off of a nice maiden victory at Saratoga breaks alertly, takes back and re-rallies well. Evil Minister trailed up the backstretch but rallied into the third spot as the favorite in the field. Fusaichi Rockstar, in from a debut out in California, did get off to a little bit of a slow start, got into the game fairly early and tired after having nowhere to go at the top of the stretch. The winner, Park Avenue Ball, is a chestnut 2-year-old son of City Dancer from Road to the Ball by Cahill Road, bred in New Jersey by C.J. Hess, owned by Charmari Stable and trained by Jim Ryerson, ridden to victory by Javier Castellano, who has done very well of late in New York Stakes Company. Park Avenue Ball covers the mile at Belmont in 1:38 and 4. Next up, the Matron for 2-year-old fillies. This one does still have its Grade 1 status. It's a $300,000 purse once again, a mile this time, 2-year-old fillies. Let's head back down to New York and the running of the Matron.
And they're off. Summer Raven breaking on top, and Darn That Girl off to a good start on the far outside. There goes Graceful Nancy with a burst of early speed, and now she's in front. Graceful Nancy is the leader. On the outside, Summer Raven second. Play with Fire right up there and in between those two in third position. On the far outside, it's Darn That Girl, followed at the rail by Boleto, and Sense of Style, heavily favored, but last after the opening quarter mile in 24 and 2. Moving down the backstretch, Graceful Nancy on a clear lead now. On the outside, Summer Raven. Down toward the inside, Boleto, and in between those two, it's Play with Fire, followed by an unhurried Darn That Girl, Sense of Style, and now Edgar Prado trying to motivate her as they enter the far turn. Still last. As they round the far turn, the half goes in 48 seconds flat. Midway round the far turn, Sense of Style is now third and right up there on the lead. And the leader is now Summer Raven. Summer Raven in front by a neck. Sense of Style is now right alongside her. The whip is out on Graceful Nancy. Play with Fire on the outside is now fourth. And then it's Boleto, and the trailer is Darn That Girl. As the field turns for home, Sense of Style has taken command. And she's done it easily. It's Sense of Style at the top of the lane. Play with Fire to the attack on the far outside. Here comes Play with Fire now with a serious challenge for Sense of Style. And they're going to slug it out into the final furlong with Boleto third. Sense of Style in front. Sense of Style holding on and has repelled Play with Fire. Boleto comes up the inside. She'll get second, but Sense of Style gets the job done. She won it by a length. Boleto coming on to be second there, and Play with Fire was third.
Sense of Style running her records at 3 for 3 and a very impressive victory here, rallying nicely from off the pace. She got off to a little bit of a sluggish start, outrun in the early going, made a huge move to win by a length over a game Boleto, who ran very nicely after angling in for the rallying move. Play with Fire, a solid effort to finish third after racing up close early. The winner, Sense of Style, is a 2-year-old bay daughter of Thunder Gulch from Save Me the Waltz by Kings Lake, bred in Kentucky by 12 Oak Stud, owned by Derek Smith and Michael Tabor, and trained by Pat Biancone. Off of a win in the Spinaway, she is now a Grade 1 winner. Very impressive filly and has the look of a filly who will stretch out quite nicely. Sense of Style, ridden to victory by Edgar Prado, wins the 98th Matron at Belmont Park in 137-3. We're going to continue now with one more big event for you from the weekend. That, of course, the Grade 1 Ruffian for older fillies and mares, going a mile on the 16th. Let's head back to Belmont once more in the running of the Ruffian.
And they're off. Class Above breaks out of there. Miss Loren racing for the early lead. Sightseek got off to an uneventful beginning. From the inside, here comes Pocus Hocus now. So they're out of the chute and onto the main track. It's Pocus Hocus down on the inside. On the outside, Class Above. Sightseek and Bounding Charm in between them. And just in behind, it's Miss Loren, who settles back in 5th position. So they continue their run up this long Belmont backstretch here through an opening quarter of 23 3/5 seconds. And the gray Pocus Hocus in front and under a light hold. Class Above on the outside, and in between those two, heavily favored Sightseek right up and on the pace, running in 3rd position. Then Bounding Charm and Miss Loren is the last of the 5 with a bit less than 5 furlongs to go. So now Class Above gets even terms with Pocus Hocus. Just in behind them, the daunting presence of a 1-5 favorite in Sightseek. The half goes in 46 1/5 seconds. Class Above's got that lead. Class Above now by 3/4 of a length. Johnny Velasquez gets Sightseek situated in perfect striking position now, and here she comes. They're on their way as they make their way toward the top of the stretch. And just outside the quarter pole, Sightseek has taken the lead. It is Sightseek in front. And Class Above second on the inside, Pocus Hocus tailing off. Miss Loren is coming now from 4th position. Off the turn and into the stretch. And just a nudge or two from Johnny Velasquez on Sightseek, and they're opening up on the field. They're opening up on the field at will, leaving them reeling 6 pinks behind. Pocus Hocus down toward the inside, Class Above and Miss Loren. But Sightseek in a class by herself today. She wins by a dozen lengths on the wire. Pocus Hocus finishing 2nd. Miss Loren was 3rd.
This was yet another runaway at Belmont Park for Sightseek, the queen of Belmont Park, if ever there was one. She obviously loves this racetrack, sitting very calmly off of Pocus Hocus and Class Above in the early going. John Velasquez sitting in for the still injured Jerry Bailey, shook the reins at her a little bit, and off she went, romping by an official 11 1/4 lengths as the heavy odds-on choice. Pocus Hocus, the early pace setter, did drop back a little bit at the top of the stretch, re-rallied into 2nd. Miss Loren made up some ground from well off the pace to finish 3rd, but was clearly no match for either the winner or the runner-up. The winner, Sightseek, is a chestnut 5-year-old mare, a daughter of Distant View from Viviana by Nureyev. She was bred in Kentucky by Juddmonte Farm, owned by the breeder and trained by Bobby Frankel, ridden to victory by John Velasquez. Sightseek runs the mile and a 16th at Belmont in 141-2. That's going to wrap up a busy edition of Horses and Courses. Thank you very much for joining us this week, and thank you very much to Dick Powell for sitting in very capably for me last week. That's going to wrap up the program. I'm Jean Wood. Have a great week at the races.